An heir, a childless old man and old woman lived in the steppe. Once the old woman asked her husband, "Bring me lamb ears." The old man went through the villages, and where the ram was slaughtered asked, "Give me the lamb ears." Soon he collected 40 ears and brought them home. In the yurt, the ears came to life. They began to run and play. At first it was fun, but soon the old man and the old woman got tired of the ears. Ears eat. They droop food past their mouths. They lie down in bed. They quarrel. They sit down. They squeeze each other. This is just a disaster. The old man and the old woman began to mourn and kicked out the 40 ears out of the yurt. Soon a black one-humped camel gave birth to a young camel. An old woman milks a camel and scolds the old man. "So that you, old man, dry up, you kicked out all the ears. If we had at least one ear, we would put him near the boiler, and he would lick the milk foam." "I'm here," an ear shouted from under the felt mat, where he hid earlier. The old man and the old woman rejoiced, and began to water and feed him. The ear starts to run, play, even learn to ride a horse. Once the old man was going to go to the city for salt, but just before the trip, he fell ill. "Let me go," suggested Ear. "Well then, go." An Ear rode on a black one-humped camel. In the city, at the shop, all the camels were loaded with packs of salt. Only the black camel was left without a pack. "Where is the owner of this camel?" the merchant shouted. "What should I do?" "Put 3 bags of salt on my camel," the Ear shouted back. The merchant looked around, but saw no one. Nevertheless, he ordered the clerks to load the salt. "My black camel, go to our owl," shouted the Ear. The camel set off on a familiar path. They drove, and it started to rain. The Ear got off and hid under a leaf, and the camel began to pluck the grass, and accidentally swallowed the Ear. The camel ate and went home. She came to the master's yurt. The old man and old woman ran out and removed the salt from the camel. "Where is the Ear?" "I'm here." "Where?" "If you love me more than a camel, slaughter her and find me." The old man slaughtered the camel, but did not find the Ear. The stomach of the camel, where the Ear was thrown away by the old woman into the ravine. At night the wolf ate the stomach. The wolf slept all day and in the evening, when he was hungry, he ran to the sheep herd. The wolf sneaks up to the lamb and shouts, "Shepherd, the wolf has come running." The wolf got scared and hid in a forest slum. Since then, it has become bad for the wolf to live. As soon as he sneaks up on prey, the ear shouts, "Watch out, the wolf has come running." A hungry wolf walks. The wool on him hangs in tatters. He has no strength at all. He went to the fox for advice and complains, "My dear, save me from trouble. An evil spirit has taken possession of me and wants my death." "Do not be sad, dear. It is very easy to expel an evil spirit. I'll be in your debt all the time. Just teach me how," the wolf asks the fox. "Run across the steppe without a break, sweet, and then lie down on the ice and fall asleep." The wolf gathered his last strength, began to run in circles around the steppe. All the gophers jumped out of their holes. As they looked at the wolf, they are surprised. It seems the wolf, one has lost his mind. When not a single dry wool was left on the wolf, he ran to the frozen lake, lay down on the ice, and fell asleep. The wolf woke up from the sound of hoovers, wanted to jump up, but his side froze to ice. The wolf rushed, left shreds of wool on the ice, but could not run away. Two riders ran into and killed him. They took off the fur from the wolf, tied it to the saddle, and the ear discreetly hid in one of the horseman's pockets. On the pathway, the knight found the travelers. They drove up to the yurt and asked to spend the night. "How many of you?" "Two." "No, three," shouted the ear. The guests stayed overnight in this yurt. The owner slaughtered the lamb. The hostess put a cauldron with meat on the fire. When they sat down to dinner, the ear was not invited. He moved closer to the cauldron, but he was pushed away. The ear was offended and decided to take revenge on the owners at night. Ear killed the host's goat. He put the goat beef between the guests and the goat's head between the husband and wife. He moved all the things in the yard and let's knock on the beaters and shout, "There are wolves! Wolves! Save the sheep!" Everyone immediately woke up. In the darkness, a noise began and fast arose. The travelers, feeling in the carcass of a goat, shouted, "You become a goat! You are yourself a goat!" Most of all, the host yelled, pitying the sheep. The hostess took the goat's head in her hands and wept loudly. "Oh, oh, only one little head was left to me from my husband." And Ea, chuckling, saddled a horse and, singing a song, went to his native village.